आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Welcome back, and time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. And the fact is that Trump is failing, and the only person in the whole wide world who has completed absolute faith on Donald Trump is Rahul Gandhi. And for those in America watching this video, Rahul Gandhi is also an equally failing, constantly debuting 56-year-old youth leader in India. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the pictures from America. America is burning and Trump is failing. Trump is an absolute and unmitigated disaster. These visuals are not going to be limited only to Los Angeles. There are loud demonstrations in New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Omaha, Seattle, across America. These are the kind of pictures. People with skull masks, Palestinian flags, absolute nonsense going on. Scene out of Batman going here in Los Angeles, and everybody enjoying a piece of this. The fact is, Los Angeles is only the epicenter of the riots. America is a country which is sinking, which is in decay, which is in serious trouble, and it's led by a man who has lost control. America is on fire with, you have got state government fighting with the federal government, Trump fighting with the state governor, complete and total mayhem, and vehicles have been burnt, and horse patrols are out there, Marine Corps are out there to fight the state police corps. It's crazy. Now, viewers, as you watch this, don't wait 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to realize that Trump has failed. Trump has failed for multiple reasons. I'll give you a few examples, and Trump is also a liar. Trump lies. He says he mediated the ceasefire between India and Pakistan, and that's an absolute lie. Nobody confirmed it. He said it. Ladies and gentlemen, I mediated the ceasefire. Now it's out there as clear as anything, clear as daylight. It was a typical Trump lie. It's not overstatement. It's turning into a lie. His approval rating is really, really bad. Only 45% approve of the job he's done so far, 55% disapprove. The man is desperate. Today he's gone and said, I've signed a big deal with China. That's also a lie. There is no trade deal with China. There is some understanding on supply of magnets and rare earths. And China itself has not uttered a word. It's Trump who has lost control, who wants to give an impression that he's still the man in charge, who is in an overexcited manner, his typical overexcited manner, gone and made an announcement on Truth Social saying that the deal is done, huge deal, blah, 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 typical Trump overstatement. The only thing working in China are the lovely Chinese Trump memes that are doing the rounds on social media. He had also said, Trump lied, he said, I'm going to stop Iran from carrying out nuclear enrichment. And today, it's very clear to us, the Iranian Foreign Ministry has said, no Trump proposal is agreeable to them. Short of telling Trump to shut up, they've done everything, and yet Trump goes and makes the announcements while his own country burns on a daily basis. This man, Trump, is such a narcissist, ladies and gentlemen. While his country is burning within, while he's lost control, while American is fighting American, while they have a 38 trillion debt, the country is sinking. He says, I'm going to end the Russia-Ukraine war. The fact is, Ukraine is attacking Russia and Russia is attacking Ukraine. Putin doesn't give a damn about. Ukraine's air force is saying Russia has targeted Ukrainian regions with drones, and Trump now suddenly says, I'm very angry with Vladimir Putin, but Putin says he's having an emotional outburst. Putin knows how to put Trump in his place. The man is just, he's full of himself and he's exploding with his ego. Corporate America is not happy with Trump. The only person who's winning vis-a-vis, who Trump is winning against as of now, is the haphazard Elon Musk. That's the only person Trump is winning against. He's lost in Gaza. He said, I'm going to finish the Israel-Gaza war. I'm going to end it within days. He said this when he hosted Benjamin Netanyahu in the White House. There is absolutely no follow-up of that. There is no agreement at all. He said it will happen relatively soon. What is the definition of soon? Nobody knows. The fact is, Trump is an absolute failure. He can't even fight Harvard. He fought Harvard. They took him to the courts, and the federal judge blocked the Trump administration's ban. He can't defeat Harvard. He can't implement Gaza. He cannot fix the situation in Los Angeles. He cannot fix the situation on Russia. He cannot fix the situation with corporate America. He cannot fix the situation with Iran. He cannot fix the situation even at home. He cannot fix the situation with China. The European Union is laughing at him. Trump has failed. The only person Trump is winning against is, as I said, the eternally confused Elon Musk. What a state of affairs. Trump failing, America burning. Let's debate.
Police vehicles set on fire. All-out theft spree in shops. Law enforcement met with opposition. Tear gas shells lobbed. Protesters shot by police with rubber bullets. The National Guard soldiers and even Marines deployed to defend the streets. These are not visuals from a third world failed democracy. This is Los Angeles, California. The richest city in the richest state of the world's richest country.
I wanted to let the city know that I have declared a local emergency and issued a curfew for downtown Los Angeles to stop the vandalism, to stop the looting. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted, and I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties.
It all started after President Trump deployed U.S. immigration and custom enforcement officers in Los Angeles to carry out a deportation drive. But the law enforcement authorities met with fire and violence. Now it is all-out war all over LA.
Within the span of a few decades, Los Angeles has gone from being one of the cleanest, safest, and most beautiful cities on earth to being a trash heap with entire neighborhoods under the control of transnational gangs and criminal networks. It's horrible what's happened. Very simply, we will liberate Los Angeles and make it free, clean, and safe again. It's happening very quickly.
In the last 48 hours, more than 2,000 National Guard members and around 700 Marine Force troops have been deployed. A first ever deployment of the elite wing of the US military against its own civilians.
Donald Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets, illegally and for no reason. This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation, putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. That's when the downward spiral began. He doubled down on his dangerous National Guard deployment by fanning the flames even harder.
Now the governor of California and the US president are caught in a political tussle over campaign against illegal immigrants.
There's something wrong with these people. All I want in terms of engagement, I just want to see peace. If there's peace, we get out. If there's even a chance of no peace, we stay there until they're peace. And a lot of people are being arrested. The rioters, or whatever you want to call them, they better know a lot of people are being arrested. They're going to be in jail for a long time.
Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault before our eyes. This moment we have feared has arrived. What Donald Trump wants most is your fealty, your silence to be complicit in this moment. Do not give in to him.
The same United States that is infamous for its lectures on democracy is now seen assaulting it with impunity on its own soil against peaceful protesters. From recognizing the value of right to peaceful assembly to hallmarks of any thriving democracy, US has forgotten its own preachy lessons.
To be clear again, that's not about silencing voices or suppressing lawful protest. When that expression crosses into unlawful conduct, when lives are put at risk, and when our city's safety is compromised, we must act, and we will act.
Trump has repeatedly defended his action, and now he is refusing to back down.
If we didn't do it, there wouldn't be a Los Angeles. It'd be burning today, just like their houses were burning a number of months ago.
It could go wrong by having the military there. They're trained for different
No, it can only go right. By having the military, it de-escalates. I mean, that was the only way. These people are agitators. They're troublemakers.
Protests against Trump are intensifying, with rallies now spilling all over in Atlanta, Chicago, and various other major cities. However, the big question remains: America is burning, and so is the American dream. And while Trump is busy claiming mediation credit all over, his own house is not at all in order.
Terrible situation. On our program tonight, we have Alexander Shajan. He's a GOP grassroots strategist. He's Republican. David Sophair is Republican from Washington, D.C. Charles Kupchan, professor at Georgetown in D.C. Peter Kuznick, director of nuclear studies at the American University in D.C. Professor Madhav Nalapat, vice chairman of the Manipal Research Advanced Group, joining us from Thiruvananthapuram. My first question is to an American well-known political analyst, and Greg Swenson. Greg is chairman of the Republican Overseas UK. He gets that perspective from London. Watching this as a Republican from London, you feel Trump is losing control? You feel he's losing control?
No, quite.
Yes.
No, quite the opposite. I think he's taking control because he's got. There's some context here. Remember the riots in the summer of 2020 when he deferred to the states and allowed the states to let their cities burn. You know, notably Minneapolis, of course, while the governor watched the city burn. And so, in retrospect, the federal government probably should have intervened, like they did in 1992. With the Rodney King riots in Los Angeles, by the way. And so I think the president's taking control because the government in California is actually, they're actually saying they want to block federal enforcement in the sense that ICE is doing some immigration raids, and they're trying to block that. So, this is a common sense issue. It's a no-brainer.
Okay. So I'd like Peter to respond to that. Peter, he's saying it's Trump is taking control, however the circumstances may be.
Trump created the crisis. Trump lit the flame. He ignited the protests, and he did it deliberately. There were protests going on because the ICE agents were rounding up peaceful, hardworking, undocumented immigrants and sweeping up some documented immigrants also. And the people in Los Angeles started to protest. Trump saw that, and he talked about this during his first term and the interim before he took power again, about calling out the National Guard without the approval of the governors, that he wanted to do this, and he wanted to do it not in order to create some kind of law and order. He wanted to do it to show what a strong man can do. This is not America. This is not the United States. Had Biden done this or Obama done this, the three Republicans on this panel would have been appalled by that. But now because it's Trump, they're going along with it. And it's really a step in the direction of fascism. And this is out of Hitler's playbook. This is what he did after the Reichstag fire. Put this together with his military parade on Saturday with tanks in the street of Washington and Los Angeles. And what we're seeing is the creation of a police state. This is not. This was a situation.
He's been elected, hasn't he? I mean, has he not been elected? All this is typical lingo that you are using. To police state, etc., unlawful, undemocratic. The man won an election that you don't seem to be willing to accept. I'm no fan of Trump. I think he's losing it, but he's still been elected. I want David to come in on that. Also, on the phrase undocumented, hardworking immigrants. Now, that's very sympathetic to them. We have a similar situation here in India. There are millions of Bangladeshi infiltrators, Bangladeshi Muslim infiltrators who come in. Now, suppose there is a section of Indians, and there are actually a section of woke Indians who say these are hardworking, undocumented, minority immigrants from Bangladesh. That's no argument. The fact is they're infiltrators. They've come in illegally. Do they have a right to stay? That's the point tonight. And there are overtones of this everywhere. David, what do you think? David.
So let's just jump in here real quick. The bottom line is that, no, this is what's happening here is America is burning because you have, similar to what happened in 2020, you have state-sponsored riots. What you had in 2020 was Kamala Harris, the most unpopular vice president of all time. And she said that the ICE was akin to the KKK. So once you had that, they decriminalized crime and they let California burn. So now what do we have? We have incompetent leadership, and it's very pernicious about what my friend on the left there is saying about Trump's a fascist and all this noise in California, which is a single-party state, which has decriminalized crime and openly hates any sort of difference of opinion and freedom of speech, etc. So now they've sent in the National Guard for the interest of not only American safety, but immigrant safety as well. So the last time I checked, America has an immigration crisis, which we're dealing with. We're getting out the worst first. We've got, all types of immigrants and all types of undocumented immigrants having rights to citizenship, rights to live. So there's all kinds of things here. So what's happening here is leftist politics at its worst. And who's losing? The American public. And it's very upsetting to see our friends in LA.
Do you think, David, do you think these people are being set up? Do you think the protesters are being set up?
The protesters, I mean, look, we're all for protests. Protest is great, okay? These are not protesters, guys robbing shops, setting things on fire, throwing things into American businesses and to our first responders and defacing all this stuff. California can't handle that, okay? And it is very annoying to have the leftists and, who are on the fringe of Marxism to have this narrative that they're mostly peaceful or they're innocent or Trump's the bad guy. And also, what you're saying on the panel is how America's in a bad place. This is a great place. Inflation's down, fentanyl's down.
No, 1 minute. Let me.
Jobs are up.
We'll go to economy
America's
later.
in a strong place, and this is.
We'll go to that later. I want to go to Charles Kupchan. Charles.
This is the point of strength.
Yeah, Charles.
It's important to have
Charles, the argument is America is for Americans. These are all people who are clandestine. Yeah. They are not meant to be there. America should not support them. Are some sections encouraging these lawbreakers in order to oppose Trump?
Sure.
Charles.
Yeah, listen, everybody knows that America's immigration system was broken and that it needs fixing. Trump isn't fixing it. All he's doing right now is trying to find undocumented migrants and throw them out of the country on television. But I think we have to say that the violence, the vandalism, the looting is unacceptable, and it plays right into Trump's hands. He talked as a candidate about deploying the National Guard, about deploying U.S. military forces against Americans, against American cities. And these protests, because they have turned violent, are playing right into his hands. He's doing what he wanted to do, which is to test the boundaries of law and to violate the idea that you have to go through the governors of states to deploy the National Guard or to deploy federal forces, and he's not doing that. My other comment, Arnab, is in many respects, the question I have to what's happening is, why did this take so long? And that's because there hasn't been the societal resistance that I would have expected, right? Donald Trump is blowing up the global economy. He is on a daily basis breaking the law and usurping the powers of Congress. He is trying to destroy America's finest universities. He is defunding basic research that is what's made America great. And really not until this week have we seen American society rise up and say it's enough. We now have protests taking place in dozens of cities. This weekend, on Donald Trump's birthday, when there will be a huge military parade, there will be over 1,800 protests across the country called No Kings. We are seeing the American people, the American society, rise up against a president who is threatening American democracy.
Who decides that? I mean, are you basically saying elections don't matter, right? Then let there be street rule. Let the mobs rule and decide who rules America. Let there be a Gotham City situation out here. Let there be complete lawlessness. I mean, Americans who spoke and lectured about law and order, human rights, rule of the law to the whole world are now, are we going to see the so-called intelligentsia in America justify street rule, mob protests?
No, as I said at the beginning, I oppose violence. I oppose looting. But I do think that...
Where is Barack Obama's position on this?
Exactly.
Where is Barack Obama and Hunter Biden's position on this?
Peaceful civil resistance.
No, you can't be on both camps. No, Charles. Can you have democracy?
He's on both sides at the end of the day, and he's siding with Marxists. He's not, this should be a bipartisan thing. It should be, listen, these violent state-sponsored thugs, okay, in leftist areas, right, it shouldn't be allowed. But you are cozying up with the idea that it's playing into Trump's hands. As an American, we are very concerned about this, okay? They're burning down our big cities and our economies, okay? And that's not acceptable. This should be a bipartisan thing. So when you're cozying up to the bad guys and the actual people that are actually against law and order and actual democracy,
no, I think there
which are state-sponsored politicians like Gavin Newsom, like Kamala Harris, like Bass or whatever, you know, these people do not like law and order, and that's it. And apparently, you know, a sanctuary city is against the Constitution, is against due process, against all these things. So you can't have it both ways. So, you know, that's fine. So here we're cleaning this up, okay? We're cleaning, and who's at the helm of the Democratic Party? Who's in charge there, right? Where's the law? Where's the order? Where's the opportunity, okay? You're selling out the people, and that's it, okay? The middle class are suffering, and so are the minorities, and we've had enough of it.
Well, things are really bad. I mean, I'm watching this tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are hearing here that this is now moving across large parts of America. I mean, I'm also getting a sense that all of those people who lost the elections are enjoying this. This is a popcorn moment for them.
Exactly.
Professor Malapat, Professor Malapat, all the people who lost to Trump, this is a popcorn moment for them. All the people who are fighting Trump, all the countries Trump is blackmailing with tariffs are saying, fantastic, good riddance. You handle your mess before you trouble us. So there's a little bit of, there is a little bit of, you know, sadism in this as well.
It's not tariffs. It's what it is. It's the American. It's the American.
Trump's arrogance is also coming to bite him. Trump's arrogance is coming to bite him. He is insulting. He's insulting. Let me get 1 minute. He is insulting to every second country in the world. The way, everyone, he does not know how to deal with countries which are older, much older civilizations than the United States of America. You know, it can't go on like this anymore, and everyone's cocking a snook at him. I mean, the fact is he's behaved very badly with everyone. So he's got very little sympathy going for him. Alexander, how do you view this? Alexander Shajan. Alexander.
Well, you know, I just have to respond to Mr. Charles first, because he said the society, the American society is on the streets. Absolutely no. The American people are against this protest and violence. I just want to make it very clear to Mr. Charles that American people are opposing this protest. This is not a protest. You know, the problem is that these lefty leaders are downplaying this violence as protest. They are calling it as protest, and they are downplaying this domestic terrorism, and they themselves are endangering the public safety. You know, we know that Los Angeles is facing chaos. And why did it spread to other cities? Because Gavin Newsom did not stop it on the beginning. What did Trump do? Trump was trying to remove, the Trump administration always said that. We wanted to remove the violent criminals and the violent criminal illegal immigrants from the communities. That's what they're trying to do. Somebody said that. I think Peter was saying that, or Charles was saying that we have a problem with the immigration system. Yes, we all agree on that. We all agree on that. We do have a problem with the immigration system. How do we deal with it? First, we try to close the border. Democrats had a problem with that. They don't want a closed border. So that is a problem. So the lefty leaders are downplaying this domestic terrorism as peaceful protest. And you see from the footages, it is not a peaceful protest. Burning down a federal building is not a peaceful protest.
Yeah, Alexander, see here, no disrespect to all Americans, right? When you hear Americans talk about whether the whole world is their problem, Iran, first of all, they should know how to pronounce Iran. It's not Iran or you ran, it's Iran. But nevertheless, forget the accent. The question is, America constantly, Anand, wants to settle things in the world. And we are saying, Anand, why don't you first fix what's going on at home?
Who wanted that? Trump did not do that.
Why don't you fix your own problems?
We have to understand whether Trump's actions are legal or illegal. If you see Title 10, Section 12406 authorizes President to send National Guard without the request of a governor of a state if there is a rebellion or there is a danger of having a rebellion in the country. So as far as Trump's actions are concerned, they are not off the book. They are not illegal. Now the question is, as most of your panelists, they have already
But it's adversarial. It's not illegal, but it's adversarial. And it's adversarial, Anand.
No, this is very big problem. Immigration, I know you guys have discussed Bangladeshi migrants are in India. You have the same problem we have. Now the question is, if there are illegal immigrants in the country, whether they have any right to stay here or not. I personally believe there are enemies of the United States within the country as well as outside the country. Do you think that these rioters are not being financed by somebody? There is a big money involved.
What are you suggesting?
How these rioters can afford to not go to their work, be on without pay. In the United States, we are paid on hourly basis. We are not paid salary. Most of us, we are paid on hourly basis. So if I take off 2 hours from my work, I lose money. So how these rioters are...
What are you suggesting? Madhav, what is he suggesting? Madhav, you want to say, he's suggesting that there are big political corporate lobbies that want to bring Trump down, who are doing this. Now, see here, Madhav, we often talk about this in India also. Political parties who cannot win an election want to rule by the rule of anarchy, can get 10,000 people to the streets of Delhi and claim that India is in crisis. It is a challenge that democracies face. It is not something that Putin will have to face. It's not a problem that Xi Jinping will ever have to face. But it is a reality that in democracies, things are very complicated. What do you think, Madhav?
Look, let's focus on facts, Arnab. One is that I've always supported Trump, as you'll see from my previous writings.
So have I in the past.
It's a fact that polls are falling. Donald Trump's poll rating is falling, and a situation may come when his own party, I mean, we're not seeing that.
I don't agree.
When his own party, but listen, please.
Hold on.
Let him complete.
Please allow me to have my say.
Anand, let him complete. Anand, please let him complete, sir. Please.
Allow me to have my say. And I'll tell you some of the reasons. One is DOGE is not efficiency. It's expenditure. Their only thing is to cut expenditure. And they cut so many schemes, including many tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of Republicans are availing, and which they like. I agree, some good work has been done, like Social Security frauds, but just cutting expenditure is not efficiency. You have to increase efficiency in multiple ways, and that DOGE only focus on expenditure. And the second point is, for example, that, you look at these, you look at the outlandish claims on Ukraine, on Gaza, and frankly, I'd just like to say, Elon Musk, there's a huge $1 trillion tax cut for billionaires. People not trillionaires will feel a little upset. And naturally, and many of them are Republican. The only saving grace, and I don't know if my Republican friends allow me to.
California,
if Vice President Vance is there as the replacement, in my view, he's very capable, he's very competent, and one day these very people will be singing a different tune, and I think they got a great standby, great fallback in Vice President J.D. Vance. Thank you.
Okay, Greg wants to respond to that.
But the issues of illegal immigration.
Okay, 1 minute. Which one of you is taking him on? Okay, that's Alexander having a go.
Let's talk about that. Let's not. If we want to talk about Dodge and everything, let's go into that and talk. Let's talk about what is currently happening in the streets of the United States of America. Democrats and the lefties they're spewing lies after lies, and they are on the street. Democratic leaders like Jeffrey Huckins are. They're promoting and encouraging the terrorists, the domestic. I want to use that word, domestic terrorists are burning the streets of the United States.
ICE is going into.
I need one audio track. Alexander, louder, please. Wait a minute, Madhav. Just wait a minute, Madhav, please. Thank you. Alexander, have a go. Yeah.
Sir.
I'll open lines.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Mr. Malawai, with all respect, can you, I know you said that you supported President Trump in the past. Mr. Arnab supported President Trump in the past. And all of a sudden, what happened? Because...
I tell you. No, I did. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. Madhav.
And for the party. And very soon, in my view, the party will realize that, and the corrective action will be very frank.
No, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. May I, Alexander? May I respond to you as a permanent member of the Make India Great Again Club? Okay, I only speak in interest of my country. So when I supported Trump in the expectation, which is natural. I expect America under Trump to help India's strategic interests. We're a big country. If you're with us, we're with you. If you're not with us, we're not going to be with you. You want to be with the jihadis, with the Al-Qaeda satellite groups. You want your family to do a shady crypto deal with the Pakistanis. And today a Pakistani has been held for attempting what would have been another 9/11 situation in America, which has been tweeted by none other than Kash Patel. You guys should open up, man. You guys, Alexander. 1 minute, Anand. Sorry to say this. You are in the sweet nothings relationship with a terrorist state called Pakistan. And a Pakistani wanted to carry out 9/11, and you've got this, let's not say anything about Donald Trump because he's our God. He may be your God, he's not mine. My question is, he's making a mistake. 1 minute. Now, Alexander.
I told you.
There you go, Alexander. You're not listening to me.
Last conversation, I told you I agree with certain facts that you are saying about supporting Pakistan or jihadi terrorism. I am on your side. There is no compromise on that.
You're going after the Mexicans, but you have a deal with the Islamists. What are you doing?
But we do have a domestic problem of illegal criminal aliens.
You call yourself Republicans, and you're in line with a government that's nothing but a government of jihadi groups, with all these Pakistanis wanting to carry out terrorist attacks on your soil.
Mr. Arnab, let's put the global issues and the domestic issues separate.
Okay, we'll
right
separate.
Okay,
I'll separate it. Okay, I'll separate it. Now, can I hear from Peter? Can I hear from Peter? I'm separating it. Okay, I'm separating. I said Trump would win. I said Trump would be better than Biden. I take back my words, because Trump has lost three things. You got to also be realistic. Trump has lost stature because of his constant cartoonish behavior with Elon Musk. Trump has lost popularity domestically because you're having an economic crisis. And Trump globally has lost respect because of this trying to treat global tariffs as some kind of personal blackmail. It does not work. You're dealing with big countries, civilizations who have a lot of self-respect. I think he's treating everybody very badly. Now, I want Peter to respond. I don't want to interfere, but I worry, Peter, this is not a situation that seems to be going away quickly.
No, Arnab, you said in the beginning that Trump was an absolute and unmitigated disaster. Those were your words, and I agree with it. Now, where I disagree with you is from the beginning, it was clear to us that this was going to be the case. American people knew that. If you look at what happened in 2020, when he ran against Joe Biden, who was a very weak candidate, pathetic even then, Trump lost by 7 million votes. He lied about it, but he lost by 7 million votes. The American people were sick and tired of his clown show. And then the American people have a very limited attention span and memory. And by 2024, they had forgotten how much they disliked Trump. But if you look, what's going on in Los Angeles now is totally predictable. Trump inflamed this. But he doesn't care about uprisings or riots. What did he do on January 6th when a real riot was going on, when a real insurrection was going on? Did he call in the National Guard? Did he call in the Marines? No, he applauded it. And then he pardoned the rioters. And so, I mean, this is in this situation, everybody knew. David, shut up a minute. Everybody knew that sending in the National Guard and the Marines would inflame the situation. The mayor, the governor, all said they could handle it with their local police forces.
Were they being able to handle it, though? Peter, were they being able to handle it, though? Were they being able to handle it, though? Were they being able to handle it, though?
Yes, of course. It was not a bit. People have been handling this thing. You know, when was the last time the National Guard was called out against the will of the government?
Okay, Alexander. Alexander is punching back at you, Peter. Alexander, go on. Punch away.
Now, Peter is lying, Mr. Arnab. Peter is lying. Gavin Newsom did not do nothing other than he promoted the violence in city in his own state. Peter is saying that Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom was trying to stop it. They did not. If they had stopped it, Trump would not have interfered. Why did the National Guard was called in? Because Gavin Newsom did not do anything. Peter, please don't lie.
Trump was itching for an opportunity to do this. As Charles said, this is the first
he had the opportunity in the very beginning. Peter, he had the opportunity in the very beginning, and he did not do anything. Please tell the truth. Let's not fight on this, because that is the truth. We can disagree on our political matters, but this is the truth. Gavin Newsom, Maxine Waters.
The situation was not out of control.
Kamala Harris, there was a minimal protest.
There was a minimal protest going on. It was not out of control until Trump.
Would you at least accept here? I want Greg to come in. Greg and Charles. Greg and Charles. You know, is Greg and Charles. Alexander, I understand your sentiment. Greg, is Trump taking on too many things and too many people and everybody at the same time?
No, not at all. He can handle it.
He can handle it?
He's a multitasker.
Are you overestimating his ability?
Hold on. This thing started because ICE, the Immigration Customs Enforcement Agency, was doing their job and doing what the president was elected by the American people to end illegal migration and fix the 10 million illegal migrants that came into this country, especially the double criminals, the ones who also have crime records. But three quick things. America is not burning. That's lie number one. One part of one city is burning because that city's government decided to break the law and not cooperate with ICE and not enforce federal congressionally approved law. Okay. Number two, the reason that it's burning is there's a two-tiered enforcement system in California. None of these things would happen in Bel Air or Beverly Hills. If you burned a car in Beverly Hills, I guarantee you the police would take care of that quickly. The other Trump derangement lie that I heard today so far is that presidents never federalize National Guards without the approval of a governor. Yes, when George H.W. Bush sent Marines, Army, and National Guard to L.A. in '92, he had the blessing of the governor there. But when Eisenhower sent the federal troops to Arkansas, when JFK federalized the National Guard in Alabama, that was against the will of the segregationist Democrat governors in the South. So there is plenty of precedent. It's not unconstitutional. It happens quite often. I don't mean every year or every two, but at least a few times in a generation.
I ask you this, just one bit, I must point out that in the past, the U.S. Marines have been deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan and Yemen. And now they're being deployed in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles in 1992.
Sure. No problem.
In
See,
1992.
I'm saying, to take some perverse pleasure in this, smallest protest happens in India. There are lectures from the US State Department. We need to protect India's minorities in keeping with India's constitution. Well, you need to take care of America's minorities in line with America's constitution and stop lecturing the whole world about it. Stop lecturing the whole world about it. We had enough. No, there is everybody. America thinks... Yes, Mr. Ahuja. Yes, Mr. Ahuja, come on. Yeah, Mr. Ahuja, come on, Mr. Ahuja. Mr. Ahuja against me, and hopefully Madam Nalapad for me on the screen.
What was Operation Blue Star?
I'll tell you, Mr. Ahuja, since you have a lot of love for your co-opted country, I have no problem. You're an American. No, I would tell you this. I would tell you this. No, Mr. Ahuja, now please. You ask a question, I'll tell you. And Madhav will respond better than me. But I want to tell you, when there was a farmer's protest in this country, I don't need any damn American lecture on how I need to handle law and order in India. Especially after you have no right to lecture anybody in the world. Democrat or Republic, keep quiet, mind your own business. Behave well with countries like India. Don't make your US embassy put out statements.
This is not an insurrection, but at the same time, I'd like to tell you that a lot of people have been picked up whose sons, whose spouses are US citizens. And in my view, that is going a step too far. And now, frankly, a lot of people, and I'm talking from the Indian American community, they say they're scared of going out of the streets. Indian tourists are scared of going out without a passport. And even if they have a passport, they've been knocked to the ground. And if you're knocked to the ground at a certain age, it'll have very serious consequence to health. I've been talking to these people. I've been talking to people who are horrified. And let me tell you, they're Republican. They're not Democrat. They want Trump, or if not, they want Vance. They don't want the Democrats back, and I agree.
Oh, they want Vance.
Frankly, poisonous. They got all kinds of crazy ideas. They flirt with jihadis. They flirt with all kinds. But then, unfortunately, for the sake of money, so is Trump. So this is something which we can't understand.
David Sophair, we're opening up to calls.
But hold on. I don't understand one thing.
No. I would say to the Americans, Yankees, don't use your toolkits on us. Don't use your toolkits on us. We don't care. America, handle your own business. And by the way, one more thing. Mr. Ahuja, you should also be saying India has a right to say it because people of Indian origin are among the highest taxpayers, contributing hundreds of billions of dollars to the American economy. Right? India is also one of the biggest investors in America. India is one of the biggest buyers of American weapons. So I'm sorry. Don't patronize us.
No. Arnab,
You're a mess.
the only problem here
You're a
is-
mess. And your president is a mess. David Trump is a mess. Is this the golden age that Trump promised? He promised a golden age for America. Is this the golden age? Is this the golden age, David? Is this a reflection of the golden age? Come on, David, be honest with me.
Absolutely. Look, what it is you got violent protests.
David and Charles.
You got violent protests being cleaned up. That's a good thing. You got America's public companies going up every single day. You have stock markets going great. You got inflation coming down, cost of energy going way down, fentanyl deaths way down. Now, of course, you're going to have some leftists who are synonymous with violence and disrespect for law and order and due process and all of these things. Now, we're cleaning that up. So there's a trickle-down effect, which has been a good thing. America's never been stronger. We're making America strong again. We're making America safe again. We're putting out fires, quite literally. You saw what the Democrats did last time. They let America burn.
Okay, we'll let calls come in. Krishnan from Chennai. Krishnan, quick comment from you. Quick comment. Let Americans know what Indians think. Krishnan.
Hi, Arnab. I have a quick question. Okay, different governments and the U.S., but one thing is very common. Okay, there's a pattern. The previous government, they had a close relationship with Pakistan in a stealth mode. Okay, they provided fighter jets and everything. And this administration, it's really amazing to see that the U.S. general saying it's a phenomenal counter-terrorism. Pakistan is a phenomenal counter-terrorism partner.
Going to blow up the global economy.
Oh, and Krishna, I don't know what audio is doing. They're putting a guest over your audio. You are over a guest. It's completely crazy.
For quite a long time. Okay, after this betrayal, I'm really surprised how come United States of America considers Pakistan as its close ally.
Yeah, Pakistan because Pakistan is a mess and America is a mess, and that's terrible. One minute. Dhananjay from Pune. America is fighting with China. America is fighting with India, but America has a wonderfully platonic relationship building into a budding romance with Pakistan. Well done. Well done, Alexander. Well done. Well done. You're only friendly with the Pakistanis. What have you? No, I mean, it's true. They love you. The Pakistanis love you.
I mean, I understand your feelings of what has happened in the last few weeks, but that is not true.
No, it's not my feelings. It's your president's feelings for the jihadis.
Like you said.
Dhananjay from Pune. Okay, thank you. Dhananjay from Pune. Dhananjay.
Let me tell you this.
Hi.
Like you said the other day.
Hi, Dhananjay.
Yeah, hi, Arnab. I see a lot of parallels, actually. I see a lot of parallels between what's happening in America now and what's happening in India as well. It's the deep state in action, right? And in this, I see that Trump is trying to save his country just the way Modi is trying to save it from the forces that are acting against India. So similarly, I think that there are forces against America and Trump is trying to save that. So 60 years of filth is being cleaned up by Trump.
Okay, Dhananjay, let me get a feedback from Charles on that. Charles, do you feel forces that are not able to digest Trump's electoral victory are behind this? Because this does seem a little orchestrated. It's not limited anymore. The sheer virality, the money behind this.
Fundamentally challenge the idea that some of our participants said that the Democrats are encouraging this, that Gavin Newsom or Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, wanted this to happen. They're behind it. Nothing could be further from the truth. They don't want to see looting on their streets. Karen Bass imposed a curfew in her city to try to control this. So no, this is a spontaneous reaction against people getting rounded up and deported, but it's much bigger than that.
No, but you know, the United States, the irony is, I must observe here, and it's true. The United States has been the expert. So 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute. Please hear me. Alexander, can I get a moment from you? Alexander, can I get a moment from you? Can I get a moment? You see, there is karma. What you do to others happens to you. America is a specialist in creating street protests in the name of democracy. What did you guys do in Bangladesh? You brought down an elected government by financing people. And Muhammad Yunus accepted that you created a bloodbath, you burned the streets of Dhaka so that there could be a regime change. Now, you guys are now complaining that somebody else is financing a regime change against you, but this is what you as a country has done around the world. You've done this. It's been an American practice. America likes doing this. What you did to others is happening to you internally.
Can I tell you
Yes.
this? People who oppose Prime Minister Modi,
No, don't bring Prime Minister Modi into this. Prime Minister Modi has nothing to do with this. You did this to Sheikh Hasina in Bangladesh.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, don't. We have nothing to do with your problem. We'll handle our problem.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That the Trump haters in India are Modi haters. That's what I'm trying to say. The Trump haters.
Why are you bringing Modi in? What does Modi have to do with this?
No, but now the question is,
Come on, don't bring Modi into this. This is your problem.
No, I'm not trying to bring it. I'm telling you what you were saying, that the featuring that has happened in other nations, like in India. Why did people become Trump haters?
I know, but see, I don't know about the other people. I'm saying that you got a problem here. There is a political angle to what's happening in America, and we don't take any pleasure in this. But we don't take any pleasure in this. Okay, I'm over by a minute.
Regime change in Bangladesh.
And I wish things get better soon in America. I wish Trump behaves a little bit more collected, like he should, as the leader of the world's largest and most powerful country. And let peace prevail, as he says. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow evening, I'll be back with this. Thank you for your great response to tonight's show. Tell me what you think of the spread of issues that we bring before you and how we can make it better. See you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।